Oh, I think he just blundered. Wait a sec. What about e6 here? What about, is there e6 here? Can I play e6? e6, bishop e6, rook a6. Mamma mia! Mamma mia, Levy's gonna win this game!
So why was Arturs so excited after this queen to c8 move? Well, Levy Rozman manages to capitalise on his opponent's mistake and win this excellent game. So thank you for joining me. We reach a position from Levy Rozman'S game against Alberto David. This was from round 9 of the tournament he's been playing in Italy. I've been following some of his games, listening to some of his analysis. Been really instructive, really interesting to hear how he's been preparing for games and how he's been getting on in the tournament. Now, just before this round, in his last round recap, he seemed a bit disappointed by the tournament. He had maybe a few positions where he had to kind of play for draws, or his opponents played quite well, and he didn't really get to do huge amounts against a lot of the players who were playing in the tournament. So he seemed a bit upset about all of those things. Going into the final round, though, he gets paired up against a 2500 Grandmaster, a very strong player. Arturs was saying on the stream that he was actually a teammate of Arturs and very formidable opponent, very strong, a fighting player. Now, Levy Rozman starts the game. There's kind of a nice build-up of the position, and one thing that his coach was very happy with is how solidly Levy was playing here. Alberto makes some very interesting, very weird-looking moves, playing the kind of hyper-modern style chess, allowing Levy to build up the centre, and maybe he was hoping that Levy would overextend and maybe go a bit crazy and lose the position that way, but he keeps everything nice and secure. And after king to g2, which I really like this move, kind of keeping the king nice and safe, nice and snug on g2, White has got an excellent centre. He's got a nice, strong attacking position to try and take down Black. And it's really hard to find a good move here for Black. On the stream, his coach was talking about the move maybe f5 in this position. It's the only available pawn break here to try and break down White's big, strong centre. But you can already tell that Alberto has got a slightly worse position here due to how little space he has in the centre. So in the game, after a 14-minute think, you can see on the timers at the top there, Alberto plays the move rook e8. Perhaps he didn't like what he saw after f5. And you can see there, it says a small inaccuracy. And it's interesting that this f-pawn becomes quite crucial in Black's downfall. And, well, with this move rook to e8, he no longer defends the f-pawn. And now the f5 break is never going to happen in this game. So we have the knight rerouting now. It was on a bad score on a4, coming towards the centre. I'll play out a few more moves here to get to the critical position. But you can see here Levy just slowly building his advantage, putting his pieces onto good squares. I like this rook move, getting it onto the semi-open file and preparing to push this e-pawn. This is one of White's key pawn breaks to try and break down Black's position. Black tries to defend against this, putting d6, putting everything into the defence of the e5 square. Now the knight jumps into d5, perching itself on a really good square. The bishop now reroutes to c3. It wasn't doing a great job on d2. Now it gets to a much stronger diagonal on c3. And now e5 comes in. And you know, the computer doesn't like this too much, but this is kind of the key plan here for Levy, and everything's going to open up and you're going to see a really nice attacking position. Now in this position, it's very hard to find a good move here for Black, as I think even the best move, you go down a pawn in this position. And Black, in the time pressure, plays the move queen to c8. It's not quite clear why this is a mistake so far, but essentially with this move now White has a very nice continuation. Now with this queen move coming here, yes, it does defend queen the bishop, and maybe he was trying to create a battery on h3, but it loosens his grip on the f6 pawn, which was quite a key defensive pawn in this position, and allows this very nice continuation now with bishop takes on g6. Now Arthur immediately was very excited about some other moves in this position. He was very excited about the move e6, which also wins here. After bishop takes, you can take the knight. This was a continuation that he looked at. And okay, now Alberto temporarily goes up an exchange if he takes here on f1. But this very nice knight check on f6. And you'll notice here that black's king gets very exposed here. This is now a mate in 3. Doesn't matter where the king goes. You notice, like, all of white's pieces just put on really good squares here. King has to come to f8. There's a check now, and followed by mate on g7. A very nice continuation. You just see some of the disasters that black can go into here. So e6 was a potential move, which was also really good, but Levy finds a much stronger move here. Bishop takes on g6. A great move. And now black's position is going to fall apart. He tries to play tricky here, though. He still takes on h3. Why not? You've got to play for complications, and Alberto certainly does that. King just calmly goes to h2. And you notice on the time frame, so you've got 30-second increment. Levy spends about 10 seconds thinking about that move. Okay, there's lots of moves here that black can do in this position here. He takes on g6, which now allows another brilliant move from white. And obviously Arthur was getting very excited after this move of knight takes on f6. A brilliant move here. Okay, well, what's the point of this? Well, in the continuation, which does happen with g takes on f6, this now allows the queen to strike in and attack the king. What other moves could black done in this position? Well, he's in check. Let's just say he comes over to h8. I had this really funny looking continuation here. It's quite interesting. With queen takes on g6, threatening just a simple checkmate on h7. And what was really cool about this is there's this really funny continuation where the queen comes to f5. And this also, the same continuation happens after bishop here. Oh no, this is slightly different actually. Oh no, this still works. This still works. But anyway, so I was looking at queen to f5 here, and you'll love this next move from white. So it looks as though maybe there'll be this continuation, and black sort of survives the attack. It's still bad for black, obviously, even after this. But there's this lovely move here that I was like, oh my goodness, this would be cool. And that's knight to h4, attacking the queen. And you're probably wondering yourself, well, why can't they just take the queen here? Well, you take here and you've got this beautiful checkmate in this position. Really, really nice stuff. And going back just for a moment, there was obviously, yeah, you get the same idea if the bishop comes here as well. I mean, this would be even more beautiful. And if there's this capture, then again you have this mating idea. But there's just loads of things collapsing here. For black, he's going to end up going up a lot of material. So going back in the game, the pawn had to take here. Queen takes on g6 with check, and now the attack pretty much, it keeps going here with the e takes on f6, and now white secures a very nice advantage here in this position. Well, black does one more defensive trick to try and win this game, and there was this obviously the continuation. You don't want to swap queens here, as actually this would lead to black having a nice advantage. Bear in mind now Alberto's up a pawn in this position and white's attack runs out of steam. But instead here, white finishes the game with the really instructive queen to g7 check. Really nice move. The point being here is this move is forced, and then after this, then it's the bishop defending the pawn. After the king comes to, let's say, g8, you take the bishop, you end up going up 2 pawns, and you've got a very, very nice position. And Alberto had obviously seen this, and seen the potential continuation, and he resigns after actually queen to g7. He resigns his position, knowing that he is going to have a much worse position, being down 2 pawns in a pretty bad position. So, really instructive game. I was very, very happy to see this really cool attack from white here, and being able to break down black's king with this brilliant knight sack on f6. Hope you enjoyed this. If you like more videos like this, check out my channel. I've got some lovely tactics puzzles and other compositions and whatnot. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.